Should we take her apart? It says it's 240 volts. I've got no idea if it's working or not. Hasn't got the slide carrier. Looks to be in quite good condition. Oh, look at that. What is that? That must obviously be to change the slides, I reckon. Just popped out the side. I love taking things apart. So let's have a look. I think on this one, the best way forward is to take this apart, have a look to see whether it's sort of safe-ish inside on the electricals, and pop a plug on her, and then we'll fire this up and see if we get any lights or any action. Oh, I forgot to say, on the record player, the LP player, I did take the old feet off because they were all rubbery and broken. So on the record player I've put new feet and taken these old rubbers off. They're really cheap to get new feet, and you do want your record player to be stable. It's not very good if it's only got 3 feet. It tends to be a little bit lopsided. So I did replace the feet on the record player. You can put that into the video. Which they only cost, I don't know, £2. Easily replaced, just 4 screws, screw them into the bottom. Couldn't be simpler. So if you've ever thought about doing some audio repairs and you really don't know where to start, then follow along on my channel. You can learn along with me. Sometimes I think we put things off because, oh, I can't do that. I won't be able to do that. I'll never be able to do that. How do you do that? Well, unless you try, you will never know. You know, so my dad always taught me, you can do anything, Deb. And you know what? I always follow his word because he was pretty much right. I do most things I put my mind to. Just take a bit of putting your mind to it, that a little bit of confidence. So they're the broken feet, so I can probably get rid of them instead of hoarding them. Welcome to my workshop. So you're in the workshop with Debbie today. I've got this slide projector that I managed to pick up at a yard sale. I have noticed that there is a slight rattle inside of it. So I have removed the plug. I'm going to go inside, take a look, and let's find out where that rattle comes from. It's not too hard to take apart. I do believe it's this top one. We did have a little quick look online of how to take it apart. So we're going to go in there. As you can see, we're not plugged in, and this should, I believe, just lift off. We have to take out the lens first. Let's take out the lens. It just unscrews, and then lifting off. I'm going to try and get through some of my repairs. What can we actually see? Oh well, how is everyone doing today? I can see that this is flailing about in there madly. You can see that there's a bulb in there as well, and we've got the 2 lenses. Fan seems to be free. There's no burnt out transformer smell. Looking pretty good on this little transformer as well. Yeah, let's go for putting this part back in. I need 2 screws to fix that down, because that does look like it comes off there. Always good to have a box of spare bits. Where would we be without a box of spare bits? Let's have a look for something that looks like it might be suitable. Couple there. These obviously fix in from the bottom as well. They don't look like it. Oh, nice to have a cool breeze today. Finally, we've had such extreme weather in Spain. It's like, well, it's not extreme. It's actually the same as normal. But they'd like you to believe it was extreme, but pretty much been the same as normal, but there has been a lot of wildfires, so it's been a bit tender hooks this week. That to me looks like it goes round. Trying to see what way it goes round. That looks like it would go on there somehow. On there. Yeah, it looks like it goes on there. Could be the wrong way round though. Oh, that's going to go in that hole. There's a hole there, so that seat's in there. I do believe it's that way round. I don't know until we try. Never leave anything powered up and unattended when this one's about. I never leave anything powered up and unattended with small children about, or this cat. Now I have actually got her a new outfit today, a tactical jacket, but as of yet Mal is completely unimpressed. I wonder whether she might wear it for camera, but she certainly wouldn't wear it otherwise. I'm going to give it a go, Mal. Good girl. I'm not too keen on it. We're gonna keep trying. We're gonna get her used to it slowly because she's a bit of an old cat. It's nice, Mal. I want this in case there's any fires. I've got all the cat cages sorted now, but in case there's any fires, I want to be able to grab a cat. I want to be able to put something like this on them and then have a lead attached so that if they do get out of the box, I've got some chance of catching them. Right, let's have a look. 2 screws to go in there. I must have something in here that'll fit. I wouldn't think these will fit because these don't look like the right ones. I'm not thinking any of those will fit. I am thinking, however, that they look like they'd be them sort of heads. I'm going to put this to one side for a minute. Hello YouTube, back to this one again. Right, I've located some bolts that fit. So let's have this one apart. Just take the lid off one thingy. Oh, it's another hot one today. The front, take this out. Just unscrew it. Lens comes off. Now last time, I don't know if you remember, I found out that this was loose. So I've located some bolts that I can put in there. And how's everyone doing today anyway? We have had some massive storms. Massive storm the night before last. Cut all the power out, and I was off for 20 hours. Luckily I've got some backup systems in place. Right, this little, what do we call it, does go in here. So I now have to put a couple of bolts in from the base. These should probably fit. They'll do the job. They're long enough. I'm going to need it's got the little hex heads on it, so let's just get the little kit that I've put somewhere. Probably put the kit away. Just go find the kit first. Again, YouTube, I am brain dead at the best of times. I've got the little kit for the who didn't put it back in there? Oh, it's going to be on the side, right there. Right there. Oh, I'm going to go and find that now. Right, I found it. So let's get the, what head have we got on that? We've got a hexagon one. It's coming really handy, this little toolkit. If only I kept it all in the same place. Let's see if that one fits. It's too big. That one's right. Okay, so we're just going to pop this little plate back into the slide projector, and we're gonna power up. That way round. Let's get that located. What's everyone up to? Gotta get down to that trials track this week. We are forecasting more rain for tomorrow, but let's see if I can try and brave the rain and get down there. Just 2 screws, just 2 bolts to put in at the bottom. A little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. It is hot again. It is hot again. It seems to be every day is hot at the moment. If we haven't got full on blaring sunshine, then we've got the humidity. But I hear England is going to suffer a bit of a heat wave over the next few days. Good luck to you. Doesn't seem to want to stay in. In here, so I'll try these two. These two are trying. They've got flat heads, so we might have a bit more success. Pop that in there. Let's try again. Phillips. Am I trying to do too much at once? Probably. That would be about the normal. I'd like to have 120 jobs going on at once. Let's see if we can get those 2 in there. Can't be that difficult. Oh, there you go. First one's in. First one might be a bit tricky. Let's put the second one in. I've got a generator service coming up in one of the next videos. There's quite a lot of projects and videos happening all at once at the moment. Right, that's in. That's not wobbling about anymore. That is good. That is good. Okay, so that's that replaced. Well, that's that secured down. I'm going to power her up. See how we get on. Okay, well on first inspection it does seem like the bulb isn't working. So I'm going to turn it off and have that bulb out, and then we're going to measure the bulb for resistance on the multimeter to see if the bulb is open circuit or not. Because it does look pretty clean in here, so we'll see if that bulb's open circuit. So we'll power off. Let's quickly whip that bulb out and see if we can find out why that bulb's not working. Because it is a fairly old model, but nothing wrong with being an old model. It's there, you know, comes to us all. Let's have a look. Right, we're powered off, plug out. Let's see how our bulb is going. I know I shouldn't be touching this with my hands, but there you go. Continuity. Is it going to be one of them days where everything's going to be broken? No, it's not. Let's get some beeps going on there. Let's have a little measure of our bulb. I don't know if you can see that. Right, it does seem like the bulb's alright, but there is, going to bring it in a bit closer for you. It does seem that the, these little prongs, I don't even know what you call them, these little bulb prongs, does look there like they're heavily corroded. So I'm gonna be giving them a little bit of a quick clean with some emery cloth. Then we're going to be trying them again. So literally, continuity check, and everyone's going to say, you've got your fingers on the bulb. I know, I have got my fingers on the bulb. But there is, and I'm going to clean it, because you don't want the oil from your fingers on the bulb. That is still good, but I'm going to have to clean that off a bit. I'm just having one of those mad Debbie days where I seem to put everything where I can't reach it. Everything where I can't reach it. I just seem to be having one of them mad Debbie days, but you know, I've kind of grown to realise I'm mad. I would have liked a bit of emery cloth, couldn't find any. So a bit of wire wool, a bit of steel wool, just clean up them connectors. That's not really doing the trick at all, very difficult. Just need to clean them off a bit. Do you ever get them days where you just put in, oh, it's broken. No wonder it wasn't behaving. That is broken. Alright, that has broken. So maybe that was part of the problem. As you can see, in my haste, the bulb has broken. So we're going to need a new bulb in there, or a bit of a solder. New bulb, it looks like. As I have had the bulb disaster, and the bulb has fallen apart, probably due to old age, I am going to put it all back together again, put it to one side again, and we're going to take a look at it another day. But the loose part is now secured. We've got the fan going round. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the transformer. I'm going to power her down, unplug her, pop her back together, which is going to be really, really quick. And I'm going to have to get a new bulb. Oh, I'm going to have to get a new bulb. That's frustrating. So lid back on, which is nice and easy. You've seen that before. Put the ends back in at the front. Again, I'm going to have to put her aside for another day. Pop that back on. So there it is. That was my slide projector project. Put off again for another day. Maybe I'll show you the screen. The screen as well at the same time. So we've got a vintage screen to go with the slide projector. Probably what's wrong with this? Probably everything. Let's have a look. Don't think there's an awful lot wrong with this. We've got the screen, we've got the case, we've got the stand. So one vintage slide projector screen. Will I ever be able to watch slides on my vintage slide projector? Keep watching, because once I've got that bulb that's going in, then I need to find some slides. It looks in really good condition, the screen. So it's kind of smelling like it's rubbery, that screen. Very rubbery. Let's put that back in there. Pop that away. I'm looking forward to this. I can have like film night, can't I? That will be fun. Film night with the slide projector. Put that back in there. Now how easy will it be to get one of those bulbs? How easy will it be? I don't know. I'm going to try the local shop, but it'll almost be like sod's law that I have to. I think that's deteriorated beyond what we need. Take that out. Pop that back in there. That's the projector. It is a Gnome Supreme. Don't know what year it is, so it's a Gnome Supreme. Have you got a Gnome Supreme? I have. Have I got a bulb? No, I haven't. Can I find a bulb? I'm going to try. Rewired the plug. Got the screen. Fans working. All seems to be good, except I need a bulb. So pop this one to one side for now, and I'll have to revisit that again another day. Bloody broke the bulb, can't believe it. Can't believe it, broke the bulb. I'm wondering now if I can solder that to there, just so I can see whether it works. I'm going to give that a little go a bit later. I have got a new soldering iron. I won't clean it anymore. I will clean it a bit more with a wire ball. Maybe I was a bit too rough with it. A little bit of a solder back together, see if we can just get it working for demonstration purposes. Onwards, upwards, onwards to the next one. Soldering iron in. It's a new shiny soldering iron. There you go. Oh, it has got a variable temperature control on it as well. I'm surprised about that at the price it was. It was a very cheap soldering iron. I don't mean cheap in the way of useless. I mean cheap in the fact that it costs so little. Right, so we're going to do a little bit of a soldering demonstration today. It didn't come over with any solder, but I've got some solder. So first of all, we heat the iron. Then we just need to what we call tin the top of the soldering iron. There we go. Get it nice and tinned. Literally, by tinning we mean melt some solder onto there. And I've got a small dish with a bit of foam in it that I'm going to do today is remake these speaker connectors, because I need them for my LP player. Because my LP player goes into that amplifier, because that's got a 5-pin DIN which fits into that amplifier, which I haven't fixed yet, but is on the list. But I need to know that the speaker cables are alright. And since I'm having to use the speaker cables from a very old record player with very old dodgy speaker connections, I'm going to remake these cables today until the new ones of these come. So I've got a little gadget here that helps me. Little gadget is excellent for when we're getting older. Tighten that up, you tighten that up. Now this way, it's advisable to do it when you haven't got it all. There you go, tighten up, move down. When you're not holding the soldering iron. Where we are there, I can hear a cat in the background. So it's going to be very easy to clamp that with these clamps, so we can desolder. I don't know if you can see that there. So we can desolder, and we can use the braided copper wire just to desolder the. And all you do with this is you put it onto where you want to desolder and pop the iron on top, and the copper braided wire picks up the old solder so that you can undo the solder joint that was there in the first place. Watch your fingers, because it does get a bit hot. And we can use a little pair of snips just to hold that wire. So I'm going to need to pull that wire off, but obviously that's going to get hot. I'm going to need to pull that off. A pair of pliers would probably be better than snips. Keep the heat on there. Now the insulation come off. Let's turn her up a bit. Let's get that copper wire off. There we go. We needed to apply some more heat. Some more heat was needed. I'm thinking where I put the long nose pliers now, because they would have been far better than the little snips. There we go. Couple of strands left to go. So they've really made quite a good connection there. Couple of strands left to go. Right, that one's unsoldered. Let's cool that down before touching the other one, because that's going to be red hot in there. That's the one that the live goes onto. So clean the soldering iron. Good idea if we tin this. I can do that without putting in the clamp. So just warm up the copper wires. Warm up the copper wires and just melt the solder onto it. Okay, we want it to be, if you've never done any soldering and you want to learn how, the equipment's really quite cheap. If you want to learn how, I've got a free downloadable guide that I've just done. So I'm going to be doing some guides and some courses for you as well over the next few weeks. So we've got that one tinned now. Let's take the other one off, because that would have cooled down by now. Apply heat, unsolder. Okay, most of the time you don't need the braid. If you don't need the braid, don't use it. Right, let's put that there. All this does is this holds it secure and magnifies it at the same time. So when we get old, we can see better. And you can never have enough pairs of hands when you're soldering. So I'm going to might have helped if I'd secured it properly. I can see this all right. Now this is already tinned. I'm going to solder that onto that connection. Bit of cleaning up. Right. So first of all, I'm going to put some solder onto the connection, because we've only got the old stuff there. The same as tinning the cable, I'm tinning the connection, and I'm going to solder the wire on. So heat onto the solder, heat onto the wire, solder that one on. Hold it still as you can. That's that one on. Now we're going to tin again the connection post. We've got a nice, I can't say dollop, a nice blob of solder on there. Don't get it too hot, don't have it too cold. We've already tinned the wire, so I'm going to heat up the connection and heat up the copper wire at the same time. Maybe I should have done these a bit tighter. There you go, a bit tighter. See how many hands you'd have to have. Now heat up the post with the wire going onto it. That's good. Right, so we've got a good connection there on both of them. Let's see if we can try and do it with these posts tightened up for the next one. This is a great little gadget, but you must remember to tighten it up before you start trying to solder anything. Otherwise, it can be a bit loose. Right, so we've got to do this. Right, so next one. Let's cut these off. Obviously you want to put this down and rest it on something rather than just holding it and waving it about, but you know, after you've been doing it for a few years, you tend to be able to get it balanced. I do like a bit of soldering, you know. It's quite relaxing. Okay, so we're going to tin that one. Again, all we do, heat up the copper wires. Heat up the copper wire and put the solder onto it. Tin that across there. And tin that across there. Now we put the connector down, didn't we? I need to take that connector apart. I need to get in there and desolder. This is where it's actually, right, this is one of the times where the clamp comes in useful, just to hold the connector still while you desolder the cables. So just hold that one there. Let's have those cables off of there. They're all looking a bit tarnished and rotten. I'm probably making this look actually harder than it is. Ideally you wouldn't be using a second-hand connector, but you know, short of me waiting for it to arrive, I would rather kind of get on with the job so that I can test my amp really. When the connectors arrive, I'll make up a whole new set of leads. Let's get that out of there. We do like a nice new set of leads. Okay, that's that done. Now this is when we would clean the top of the soldering iron, just on the wet sponge. We would tin the connectors in there, ready for them to take the wires. I've got 2 wires already tinned. Got the positive, which goes in the middle. I'm going to put the negative on first. That's already tinned. Just make sure there's no stray bits. There's a little bit of a stray one there. Don't want any strays hanging out the side. No strays. Like I said, already tinned, so tinned the connectors. Can't remember if I did or not. Tin the connectors again, because we're on a nice joint. Right, so I'm going to put the negative one on first, because that's going to be difficult to put on other wires. So get that onto the connector. So you want to be melting the solder on the connector and melting the solder on the wire at the same time, because you don't want to be creating a dry joint. So let's make sure we've got plenty on there. That's going to do the job. And then we're going to do the positive one. See how handy this little gadget is, because you wouldn't want to be doing this and only having one pair, well, you've only got one pair of hands. You wouldn't want to be doing this and not having something to hold the connector. Right, that's on there. We can turn the iron off. Also, if you need to, you can get heat shields. You can get these that join 2 cables together. All we do is put that in there, then heat it up and it shrinks it. Okay, so that's our little bit of soldering done. Always clean the iron at the end. I'm going to pop this to one side now, making sure none of them join together. Put that to one side, turn that off. Let's demonstrate this bit. This is actually a really good tool, as long as you remember to tighten it up before you start the job. That's the one that needs tightening up. Why is that one loose? So you need to tighten that one up. That's much better. See, it's stable now, and it's got a magnifying glass at the front. And these are like incredible value for what they are. And when you get slightly older as well, it's easy to have these. Soldering iron as well comes with lots of different nibs. Nibs, that's what we call them. Debbie's tool time, Debbie's tool time, Debbie's tool time. This is bloody amazing. I repaired the, I got a lot of Temu bits and pieces when I was doing the GSX and the OSA. And I thought, oh, bike fairing, very expensive a bike fairing. Plastic, it's got a nice big crack on it. I'll show you the crack on it. Look at this. It's a Temu hot stapler. You plug it in. I'm going to do a full demonstration. Standing knife comes with it. Set of side cutters, always handy, comes with it. And lots of staples. All you do, plug it in, turn it on. Before pulling the trigger, you want to put the staple in, and it's literally for welding two bits of plastic together. Now I know I'm keeping it because I would not be without this tool. I would not be without this, so I'm going to show you on the case in wild abandonment, because this is not going back. Pull the trigger, let it warm. Pop that in there, it sinks in there. Stop the trigger. Let it cool. Once you've let it cool, use the supplied side cutters. So easy, even a girl could do it. If you thought a hot glue gun was the business, get yourself one of these, and they're less than 20 euros. Links down below. These are amazing. Like I said, this one's not going back, otherwise I wouldn't wreck the box like this. This one is staying. I even sent off for the smoothing attachment tool. I was so impressed by it. But I mended my motorbike fairing with this, because it had been, when I got it, it did have holes drilled in it, and it did have tie rats poked through to hold it together, but this done an amazing repair. I will show you that. That's just a quick preview of it. I'm going to show you this in action. You've seen a little go there, but this is so worth it. Links in the description below. This is definitely a Debbie thumbs up. That is one of my favourite tools ever. And I have got these smoothing attachment as well. It didn't come with a smoothing attachment. No, there they are. Well, I bought them separately. Smoothing attachments. I bought them separately. Some of them come with them already included. I love this tool. So links below. I'm going to have to give you a proper demonstration of that one. Oh, it's hot, so I'm going for a coffee.